not a goal.
Geelong have been changing things up inside their forward 50 at centre bounces. That time they had a huddle high up near the 50. They've tried the line out a few times today, Dees. They've really tried some different things.
Certainly have, and I reckon it's a good sign. There's a kick out, comes out wide, and Cameron Bruce is trying his game, just sees it over the line. I reckon the loss to St Kilda, we all wondered what effect that would have. I think it's given them a chance to rejig and rethink some of their options and some of their matchups. Scarlett, the leading inside 50 player in the game. Can you believe that, from full back? But they've made some moves that I think will stand them in good set come finals time.
Something they probably didn't have to do last year. They didn't think they had to do, but they got to grand final day and thought maybe they were a little bit too one-dimensional. Enright, there again lining up on the outer side. Lonigan takes a good grab. Tenace buzzing past. Big Mumford's in the middle. If Scarlett wants to go to him, he doesn't. He wants to go longer. Mooney comes out full of purpose, but Warnock also was equally determined, got the run of it and got it to safety.
Important player, Matthew Stokes, in their side. Very hard matchup. Good overhead, good front and centre.
Jamar to Jones. Did well and just bombs long. Late in the game. Players all run onto it. Jarrah's there. Mackie meets it first. It was an unkind bounce for Mackie. Over the top to Davey. Well, it was a little different, and he might have thought he heard a voice out to the boundary line.
You're saying he's hearing voices, Ken?
Perhaps. Mackie. Now Enright. Scarlett. What an afternoon for him. Sweeping handball. Back to Mackie. Oh, and perhaps a rare error from Geelong on that occasion. Morton's taken the mark. And the youngster will go back and have a chance to put through his third.
A little bit of magic here from Jarrah. It's that sense of the game of what the right decision to make at the right time, and he gets that right without any coaching, just pure instinct. Carl Morton, chance to kick another one.
He kicked one in the third, and he kicked the last. The Dees have actually outscored the Cats in this final term. 3 goals to 1, in fact. So 3 last quarter goals for the Dees.
They've outscored them since quarter time now, Melbourne. Unfortunately, the game was played over 4 quarters and not 3. Atlett's had 39 again, and I think it'll be his 4th time this year if he gets over 40. That's amazing, isn't it?
That's the other thing today that's worked well for Geelong. Gary Ablett going forward, 2 goals. The other one was Tommy Hawkins having a run in the ruck. So there are a couple of things Geelong have tried today, and I think they've worked well.
What about Mumford's game today? Dees, how have you assessed it? He's had 15 disposals, 13 handballs out of the 15, but 10 score involvements. I think that's probably an indicator of the goals they've been able to kick from stoppages, but still.
I like him. I think he's in front of Mark Blake. I think he follows up well, competes hard at the centre square bounce. He is a bit more athletic and a bit more involved in the game, and he really has taken his chance today. Hasn't had a game that you would say, geez, he's arrived on the scene, but just gets involved a bit more and puts his body into the contest.
He's had 5 clearances, top on the ground. Oh, Jarrah thrills us again.
It's a fantastic lead. I'd heard about last week's game, Dees, but I haven't seen Melbourne live all year, but he certainly lives up to expectations, Jarrah.
It's brilliant, isn't it? 5th game, and you can't help but get excited when you see him.
And just good size, Dees. I mean, some of the indigenous players so freakish and excited with their skills, but you've got that extra dimension here of him being a marking target, and yet he can still do it on the ground. And good contact, crisp kick, goal, no problems.
How do you reckon he'd go in the? How do you think he'd go in the team meetings, Dees, Jarrah?
I don't know whether he has actually spoken yet. I think he's been there 6 months, knowing that English isn't his first language, yes. And they are quiet as a rule, the Indigenous boys, but I think he doesn't need to talk, Richo, and he can play like that, can he? Just get him out there, no instructions, not so much excitement. He's a young star.
So 4 goals to 1 for the Demons in the final term. Well, actually finish off this game having won 2 quarters against the Cats. It was a 7-goal-to-none opening term that set it up for Geelong, but Melbourne won the second quarter, and they're going to win the last as well. Free kick to Chapman. Big win for the Cats, celebrating their 150th birthday today, playing against their oldest rivals. Here's Hogan, steps inside 50 and lets rip with a bit of icing on the 150th birthday cake.
Nice little celebration, Simon Hogan. And why not? He had a good afternoon. Player that's been waiting for an opportunity for a fair while, and why wouldn't you get excited? I'd be pumping my fist as well if I was in this Geelong side. Chance to play in a grand final. I'd be up and about too, Richo.
You would be, and that's 4 Geelong players with over 30 possessions again today. They just get huge numbers. It's amazing how much ball they can win through the middle, and it's because they never ever let the ball sit still. They share the ball. They never go back and kick from over the mark. They just get huge numbers as a result.
2 taggers on each other. In Ling and Dunn. And the ball not going anywhere at this stage. Poor old Brock McLean, just 7 disposals today. Ling now looking after Maloney at that stoppage. Green sneaks in. Bruce. Oh, Green disorientated. Selwood almost able to seduce the ball from anywhere. Joel Selwood with just incredible willpower, single-mindedness in getting the footy. And no wonder he comes up a bit sore every now and then.
If they had a stat for picking a player up from the bottom of the pack, Joel Selwood would win it by a country mile every week. He's always at the bottom of the pack.
Yeah, I think Champion Data are going to do that stat next year.
Well, we haven't got many other stats to cover, so let's bring a new one in next year.
There's Abbott lighting them up again, and Varco takes it and out for Stokes. Oh, McDonald crashing into it. How could the umpire not blow a free? One of them didn't pay it.
The one behind the contest did, but the man in front of us, he thought that was okay.
The crowd just demanded that the free was paid. Had to be a free. So Stokes, the margin is 40 as it stands. Oh, piercing kick right through the middle.
Not a bad day at the office of Matty Stokes. He only had the 11 possessions, but kicked the 3 goals. And as a small forward, he's put good forward pressure on with his tackling. Kicked the 3 goals. He's done his job.
Yeah, 4 assists, I think. 7 tackles.
Can't ask for much more from an inside 50 player.
Abbott's got his 40 touches too.
Just another example, the Geelong players all played their role. Matthew Stokes, I think he'd be judged entirely on defensive pressure. 7 tackles. That's all they want out of him, is just to make it hard for defenders to clear the footy, and everything else is a bonus. He gets 3 goals, makes the right option, unselfish player.
5 forward 50 tackles, in fact, for the day.
Huge, huge number.
Just on the high possessions, Chapman has gone over 30 for the 9th time this year, which is the same as Ablett. Just that Ablett happens to have gone over 44 times as well.
There he is on cue. Chapman, never been All-Australian in his 10th year of footy. Inside 50 for the Cats. Winding down to the final siren. McDonald just keeps it in play. Up the line, and there it is. After a few little hiccups for the Cats, the Geelong Juggernaut is officially back in town. A 46-point win over the Demons.